Greetings, dear one. And I don't say hello because it means low hell, go to hell, low hell. Yeah, or good morning. It's like, what am I mourning? And so be very conscious of the words and the sounds. And I'll tell you, because it tells you what's going on and what you're giving your power to, and you want to know that. These are most important. My topic is, you do not need fear. And someone always said it's the anagram FEAR, false evidence appearing real. And that's very true. Yes, it's false evidence appearing real, but it's really our allowing ourselves to forget who we really are. And that's why, I've followed the teachings, metaphysical teachings and teachings of Jesus in the New Testament, just Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, different things about planting seeds and telling about how life operates in this world, and also who we really are, and who we are is love. And love is not the opposite of fear or hate, because absolute love has no opposite. But when you're living in a duality or in a distorted reality where you see that there's love and hate, like love has an opposite, what you're doing is demoting love to the level of ignorance, to the level of violence, to make it seem that to have love you have to have violence. To have good, you have to have evil, because they're two sides of the same coin, but they're not, ultimately. So let's take a look at fear. And people say, well, you need fear. And people say, don't give up fear, you need fear. Well, not. When you are in your knowing state, obviously, if you saw, like one day I was turning a corner and in this little town of Dunsmuir, a little south of Shasta. And as I was turning the corner to go up this hill, here comes this huge big tire rolling down that, coming at me in the car, coming at us in the car. And I went, whoop, and I backed up and went back, and then this big huge tire bumped over down the road and then almost hit the train. So anyway, I was never afraid, but I'm simply aware. And when you are in a state of awareness, you're tuned into your intuition and feeling and senses. You sense, you know where other people are, what they're up to, what's going on. You obviously read minds, which is one of the easiest things to do, because everybody's got the same information in the mind, whatever language that may be, because that is the purpose of that mind. And it generates fear, lack, loss, death, birth, success, failure. These are concepts. And before you can get rid of something, you have to look at why you're using it. Now, when I'm doing a retreat or I'm working with someone in a counseling session or mentoring, and they talk about a fear that they have, and say, okay, what are you using the fear for? Well, I'm not using it. Well, you're a creator God, so if you have it, you must be using it. Oh, no. Okay. Even if we've been hypnotized, we've been indoctrinated, we've been tricked, we've been fooled, we've been all of these things to get us to basically accept these overlays of ignorance, of density, that then produces fear, because we're taking on the consciousness of a thinker. Not a knower, but a thinker. And we've got masses of thinking beings, and they're thinking that, and then they're living from that fear. They're using the fear for something. And you know what they're using it for? To try and motivate them to be good. To try and remind them that maybe they need to go do that job that they can't stand and hate, whatever. That they need the money because they got to survive. No, you can't die. And that's what most people don't get. oh, when I leave here, I'll go to heaven and I'll be all nice for me. Well, who's mowing the lawn there? Who's cooking the food? You know, where did you get these ideas? Where did they come from? And when you realize how so much of some of the religions, and I'm not saying everything in religion is bad. I'm not a blonker. That's what I learned. Another word is a blanc. What we say was New Age is bad, blanc. Old age is good, blanc. Bad, good. The blanky, we just, you know, Republicans, blanc. Democrats, blanc. Whigs, Tories, blancs, blanc. Whatever you're doing, we're just categorizing, dumping everything in a big thing and just blomp it there. And that's not the way it is. That's how people turn from truth, because other people aren't thinking that way. And then, okay, so you have to look at fear. And you take a look at, why do you use fear? Well, to remind me of what could happen. Who says it's going to happen? See, no one knows the future, because the future doesn't exist. They could tell you this and that. Suggestions are coming from all different directions that you're supposed to accept, like in a hypnotic trance. And so, no matter how we got here to this situation, no matter what the real history, the real this, the real that, and no matter what kind of, if the body was hybridized or not hybridized, or it was patented by somebody, no. But you got to get, all of this are suggestions that we accept because we are creator gods. And when you realize we're doing that, and I remember when I first studying this, you know, the Ernest Holmes and Science of Mind saying, you know, thoughts are things, because that's, you know, supposedly Jesus said, is done into you as you believe. Well, what's a belief? Belief is a concept, it's a thought, it's an idea. And some people say, well, if I believe in this and it exists, or if I don't believe in it, it doesn't exist. No, that which is existence is existence. And that's us. We are existence. We are real. We are part of the source of all, and we're already united. That's why the fear comes from also hatred. And who we hate, we fear, and fear we hate, because we're afraid that they have more power than we do, and that their power can overdo us. And usually what their power is, guns, pain, suffering, torture. Where does that? The mind. This comes from thinker beings. All they do is think, analyze, protect, divide, conquer. It's the thinking dance. We're doing the abundance. That's the scare city of money game. We're manifestors. You're a manifester. So take a look at, what are you using fear for? You say, well, to motivate me. Can't you motivate yourself without fear? Or maybe you don't want to do that. Or maybe you're starting to realize you don't have to be a producer. You can be who you are without fear, aware, tuned in, and knowing. And in the moment, you will always be in that divine, pristine state of being. Whew, that's it.